I think that the concept, when it was started off, was too narrow. We had these guys coming from somewhere to take out body parts, and we lost that kind of, it was too narrow. You had to, if you listen to Star Trek, the beginning, the guy says the mission is a 15-year mission to explore the universe and unknown worlds. Wow. You could write anything there, but our formula was too telescoped down the wrong way. It was too narrow that we had to keep chipping away to make it a wider compass, a wider vision. So why they came was body parts and missing people. I think that was a bit of a mistake. In the end, quite by accident, I don't think by design, that we never really knew from what galaxy they came from, and that was a little bit shrouded mystery. And I think that mystery added was an asset. But in the beginning, it was too narrow, and then when they didn't explain who they were and whatever, it became an asset. I had reservations about that at the time, and subsequently more, because I felt that was out of the. Again, it was pressing on the series. When you stop, what do you think the point of departure was? Here they come to get body parts, and now we're concentrating on the personal tragedy of somebody in the crew. It's quite a leap, and I think you invited the audience to take too great a leap.
What can be more important than your own son's life?
Listen, Mary, please, it's not like that.
The people who are going to watch for the soap opera elements of it, the real-life interrelationships between whether this guy loves this girl who works in Shado, that's a whole other ball game. But you can't, it seems to me, to marry those two things together, you're asking for trouble. Then expecting a guy to say, gee, my kid has been injured, I've got a divorce, and now I've got to save the world from alien invasion. It just strained credulity a bit too much at that point. So those episodes are concerned of that, although it was great as an actor, because that's what we do. We don't want to look at monitors and say trajectory termination. We'd much rather say, I love you, or I don't love you. I want to be free. I mean, that's what acting's all about. But I think it might have been a mistake.
Well, I would say the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The fact that it is still popular, still being shown, 30 years after? It seems to me that it can hardly have been a mistake. It would hardly have retained its popularity. In the face of many, many other science fiction series that have arrived since then, everything that I hear from people, I mean, they are admittedly fans, so they're bound to be in favour of it, but they seem to think that it's worn very well. And it certainly stayed the course when a lot of others have fallen by the wayside.
You're forgetting one thing, Foster. Willpower.
I think the overall, looking at them now, especially the ones that were shot at 35 mil and at MGM, and the quality, definition, the integrity is fantastic. It really is. I mean, the technical aspects of it, the scene, the costumes, the presentation, and I feel that the software again let the theme down. The actors, to be specific, I think that. And the stories, too, the writing was a little predictable. And watching it, even then, the audience was there before the characters on the screen. And that's a death knell. Because once the audience gets ahead of the characters, and the characters are still trying to figure it out, the audience has already done that. Your history, you're in trouble. And I think that happened to a lot of the episodes, particularly the MGM ones. But when we got to Pinewood, we shot the 8 or 9 episodes we did then, it was a different ball game. And we just didn't have enough to spike the whole series of 26 with that new thought